What brand of theology were you raised with, if any? I was raised in the Wesleyan tradition, which came out of John Wesley's thinking and the Church of England. It would be classified under a theological category of Arminianism. Both my parents were raised for a season in their life as Roman Catholics. And here in Holland, Michigan, I'm surrounded by a whole lot of Calvinists. What I've come to believe is this theoretical position that a person is raised in and maybe has embraced perhaps rather vigorously has very little to do with psychological health. And so over the years, I've gradually entered into a place where I would describe myself as a psychological, theological pragmatist. That is, does my understanding of the soul, the psychology, which is what psychology means, it's a study of the soul, and my understanding of the divine, do those understandings lead me into being a more healthy man? Now, I've known some really sound, healthy people psychologically in both of these camps and in the Roman Catholic camp. And I've known some scoundrels in all of these camps. I find the variable is not the theoretical theology, the theological system. I found the variable to be family of origin issues. How healthy was it? And since everyone comes out of a family where there's some degree of brokenness, of unhealth, how has the person done in terms of coming to grips with those early childhood experiences and how they've affected one's life growing up? You see, our early learning was encapsulated in emotions, and that is what drives the bus. If we are a person who grappled with a lot of fear as a kid and didn't know how to cope with it, we didn't have much protection, we will end up being a fearful adult with all kinds of coping strategies that likely aren't very healthy if we haven't come to grips with the original fear. And no amount of theology will straighten that out. It must be straightened out the way it was distorted, and that is by emotional experiences with other people that helps one get past the fear. When we can get past the fear, we can begin to trust the divine, trust God, this being that can't be seen directly, but can be experienced in nature and in other people. And that experience must contain an emotional component that is based in safety and a sense that I'm okay as a person. The theologies that wrangle and are carried on in seminaries and from pulpits that are largely theoretical don't seem to have much to do with how a person develops character and a healthy psyche, the ability to relate to one another in love. At least that's my take on it, this 6th day of October, 2018. Thanks for a few minutes of listening to the ponderings of Perk.